This is Danny with QuadLugs, and I am building a rail, a 250 rail, and I'm using carbon fiber. This is a direct replacement for our wood, meaning in size. And we're having this specially made for us, and we're giving it a good try. We've had it, I guess we've had pieces of this out now for maybe a year, and we're messing around, still messing around with part of it, and trying different things with it. But it's a good quality carbon, and it's tube. So anyway, I still prefer the wood, believe it or not. It is a lot stronger than what a lot of people think. We use basswood, and it's quite a bit stronger than what you may think. And the way we build everything, is pretty easy to change pieces out if you have a problem. Like this is our little 200. If you break an arm here, it's a couple of screws. Take this off, slide one out, slide one in, put it back on. It's just that easy. Same thing on our 250. Pull this, take these off, take the arm out, put another one in, you're back in business. And it's real reasonable. You're not going to go broke changing these out, and you don't have to wait a week to get an arm or whatever. You can get it right then. You can actually have some of these cut ready to go. And the other thing is that this is 5-inch props, so if you want to put 6s, you can change these out, make it like a 1/2 inch longer on either side, and now you can run 6-inch props. So you can do a lot with it, and that's pretty cool with that too. But anyway, with the carbon, what I've done with this is that if you'll notice, I have no screws in it. It's all glued, and the carbon here is glued into the bottom piece here. So if something were to happen, you can pop the motors off, take these 4 screws, and when you pull this off, you're going to pull this whole piece off. So if you wanted to spare this, you could also have it pre-made, and you could pull this one off, put another one on, tighten it back up, and you're not going to mess with anything here on your controls. So there's a few ways you can do it. You can screw it, but I like this a little bit better. I think it works good. You can do the same thing with the wood we have for the rail. You can glue it in if you want to. You don't have to. So you can take the bottom plate off and just change whichever piece you want to change. And put it back together, or you could glue it if you wanted to. The only reason I'm gluing this carbon is because I hate to make it any more holes in there than you have to. But the carbon dust and everything. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with it. You can screw it though, no problem. It's just your preference. So again, try different things. So I have a Afro 4-in-1, and this is another one that I'm trying. This is actually a 30 amp. Most of them we've been using are the 4-in-1 is or Afro 4-in-1 are 20 amps. So this is a 30 we're trying. Something that's a little bit different with this one too. You have 12 volts out, 5 volts out. You also have 5 volts out to your controller too. So we're going to use 12 volts for our camera system. And we're going to discontinue with these. We're not going to use these. That's another good improvement, I think. We have another one we're going to be trying here pretty soon. We're going to have that on our 250. And it also go actually on the 200 too. But we're going to try it on our 250. Another type 4-in-1 that has power out, 12 and 5 volts also. So we're trying a few things. We'll have another one coming up here pretty soon. But we're going to see how this one does. So far I'm pretty happy with it. I have one that we're going to be trying pretty soon too with the little B. It's a 4-in-1 with a little B ESCs. So we have quite a few things we're trying. They're really making some headway with 4-in-1s. It really cleans up, I think, the the build, and once this is all trimmed in, it makes for a really, really nice looking job. It makes it for a real easy job too. I know if you burn one of them out, they all go, but I'll tell you what, it's a quick replacement. It works good, and I'm not having too much of a problem with that. So I guess until it happens, which could be today, who knows. But anyway, nice to work with though. So I'm using a CC3D. If you've been watching our videos, we use a lot of these. We're going to try it again on here. We have a couple other controllers we're getting ready to, try out, and I guess you would call that the more conventional controllers, with the clean flight and beta flight and all that. But that's going to be coming up. We're going to try this one right now. We'll leave the pins on this one, and I'll probably wind up shortening these, repin it and shortening it. Just so it looks a little bit better. Right now, I'm just going to tuck them in for our first few flights. But I'm doing this so I can, change them out, and it's pretty easy to change out. I'm using a SpeedX CC3D, and the reason I like that, it comes with a case, and I took the case off. But it comes with S-Bus you can just plug into, and the Spectrum satellite. Again, if you've been watching our videos, I'm kind of a Spectrum fan, and we'll be using a satellite in here for right now. So I just kind of wanted to show you a build that I'm working on, and we'll see what you think about it, and we'll see how it flies. This are some prototype pieces here. And this is our camera mount and a mount for the VTX, and we're going to be setting this up also. Now we have some different things we're trying here, so they're not production parts yet. It's just some things that we're trying, along with the session camera, the GoPro session that we're using, that mount that fits on top here. You may have already seen that too in one of our other videos. But anyway, we're going to be doing some tryouts with that, and see what everybody likes, and then we're going to go in with production parts on that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the satellite receiver. Go ahead and plug it into the controller. Okay. And again, I have 6mm here spacers, and this is going to be the front, and we're going to face that toward the front, and there we go. And I normally do this number with it, and that way it does a little wire management at the same time. So I'm going to run this in here like this. These are 4mm. Okay. I'm going to run this wire like this. And of course you can do it however you want, of course. We'll go ahead and slide this one down. And again, if you watch this, prior, it just seems like you just grab it with needle nose and just kind of wiggle it a little bit, and they just go right on down. I mean, sometimes they'll just slide real easy. Sometimes it takes that. And you can see the spacing now. Works out real well. I'll put this on this side here. Good. Looks good. Then we're going to use 3mm. And I'm always kind of trying out different things. But I think, right now, like I was saying, we give you 2, 4, 8, and 10. We may add in 3mm too, but I might work on that. Now this is just going to be for protection. And if you've been watching some of the other build videos on the rail, you might have seen that we're working on, a lot of prototype parts, and so we're 3D printing them right now. But if we were using the camera mount, which we're messing around now with the GoPro Session, that would go here in lieu of this piece. But for right now, we're just going to do this. And again, once you have this settled in, you can cut the studs to have the length that you want. And you won't have any extra hanging out there, make it a little bit cleaner. I normally leave them extended out until, I've flown it a little bit and I'm happy with that setup. And I love these things here. This works really good. It's a 1/4-inch drive that you can use. These right here, I guess, are made in Germany, WIHA, I think. Anyway, these are pretty good. Pretty smooth. We'll get these put on. Tightened up. This makes a real sturdy build. Strong as all get out. Came out pretty good. And I'm using 3 here. You could use 4, so maybe we really don't need this 3. This is really sandwiched in right here, so maybe we should just, leave this as a 4 also. So we're looking at 6, a 4, and probably the other 4 right here. Building it this way. I was showing on the FPV install video that you don't need this or this to put them on. If you'll take a look at that video, you'll see how we did it there, and it works really, really good. But I was just showing that we have quite a few things coming up that we'll be adding on as time goes by, and as people flying them, and if they want to try out different things too. And again, these wires, I'm using this again to try out different controllers. I'm going to be, installing some of the traditional ones, with clean flight, beta flight. Doing this one right here with the lever pilot for right now. We're going to, tune it up with that one. And I might just, again, make these shorter. Repin these, but this is it right here. And again, 5 volts, 12 volts. This is going to feed our camera system. Pretty neat on this one. So let me get over to the computer. I'm going to go ahead and get this wired in and get it set up on the computer, and we're going to probably fly it a little bit. I'll shoot you some videos of that. Then we're going to go ahead and get the camera put on. We're going to fly it really, really hard, see what it's like. Okay, but you can see, makes a real good, real clean build, and super tough, super tough. Anyway, this is Dean with QuadLugs. Let me get this done. I kind of wanted to show you a little bit what was going on with this build, you know, because it's something I'm trying out, and just want to give you a little insight on it. But we'll keep you posted with it for sure. This is Daniel QuadLugs. We'll see you in a little bit.